Hi, folks. It's Gary here, and a very warm welcome back to the fourth official here on YouTube for this update in terms of Rangers transfers as we go into another week of pre-season build-up to the big European qualifier against Panathinaikos, which is now only just 8 days away. And there should be another arrival on the horizon at Ibrox in the coming hours, if not days, with Sheffield Wednesday winger Djeidi Gassama very much on the periphery of joining up with Rangers. Over the course of the weekend, significant movement with regards to the paperwork from the Sheffield Wednesday camp for Djeidi Gassama. He was a player who was training with Rangers whilst down at St George's Park at the training camp last week, and it is firmly believed that a 4-year contract is on the table for the young winger who will come in and absolutely give Rangers absolutely more depth when it comes to the wide positions at the moment. Obviously, having lost Václav Černý at the end of last season, and with Oscar Cortez only just coming back from long-term injury, Rabbi Matondo also injured at the moment, only really leaves youngsters Finlay Curtis, who's played a lot during pre-season, and Ross McCausland as options in that area. So Gassama, very much someone who will provide more options for Rangers, whether he plays on the right-hand side or over on the left. Telo Asgard, the recent acquisition from Luton Town, also can play on the left-hand side, so perhaps on the right may well be the home for Gassama in the first instance. But yeah, we expect that deal to get done over the course of the next 24 hours or so. But as always with these things, until the scarf photo is published on club channels and on social media, you can't quite presume anything is going to happen. But yeah, a lot has happened over the course of the weekend with the Gassama deal. And for one, he seems to be a player the Rangers can be very excited about coming in. One look at the Sheffield Wednesday fan sites, notice boards, social media presence very much shows that he's a player who's very highly regarded by the Sheffield Wednesday support down there. And given their troubles at the moment with regards to not being able to recruit due to a transfer embargo, due to financial problems relating to the owner not having paid players on time, he appears to be a big miss for Sheffield Wednesday going into the new season. In terms of other links for other wingers, the Hull City player Abu Kamara is a player who had been mentioned in dispatches over the course of last week. It's believed that he's not close to be coming in. He's just a name that's on a list at this stage. One player who does continue to be linked with a loan move up to Glasgow is the Crystal Palace winger Jesurun Rak-Sakyi. Now, Rak-Sakyi scored for Crystal Palace in a weekend friendly on Saturday. I believe that they're looking in the region of around about £8 to £10 million to sell Rak-Sakyi during this transfer window. Wolves accredited with an interest in him, perhaps on a permanent deal, which I think would probably rule Rangers out of a deal at this stage. However, if a loan is on the cards for Jesurun Rak-Sakyi, then Rangers very much in the running and interested in adding him to the numbers as well. One thing I think can be sure is that despite all the incoming so far this summer, Rangers do need to start getting bodies out of the door as well. Robin Propper's move back to Holland to FC20 still on hold at present. It's still to come to a financial agreement with FC20 in terms of a new contract for him. He is believed to want, obviously, his contract paid up from what he's owed at Rangers. Not believed to be on a huge salary at Ibrox, but believed to be the money on the table from FC20 is less than his Rangers wage. So bit of work to be done regarding Robin Propper's return back to Holland. There's also the other players who didn't travel down to St George's Park, the likes of Leon King, Ben Davies, Clinton Inshallah, and Jose Cifuentes, who have all been told to kind of find a new club. No home as of yet for them, and no progress yet in terms of moves for the likes of the likes of apologies, likes for Hamza Igaman with Lille still accredited with an interest in him, and Cyril Dessers with the AEK Athens move very much still on hold. That's preventing Rangers going back into the market for another striker, the likes of the Dor Turgeman, unlikely to come in until a deal can get done for Igaman or Dessers going out. But Rangers being very firm in making sure that their valuations for these players are met before Rangers will allow players to move out of the door. One player who is attracting interest, though, over the course of the last 24 hours is John Souttar. Media over in Turkey suggesting that Trabzonspor are linked with a 1.5 million euros bid for John Souttar. Now, Souttar has only got 12 months left on his deal. It's clear at this stage whether or not Rangers are interested in John Souttar moving out of Rangers during this summer window. He obviously played in the bounce game against Barnsley at the weekend alongside new signing Nasser Giga at the heart of the Rangers defence. And given the fact that we've got the game against Panathinaikos in less than a week, it would surprise me, I think, at this stage to see a move for John Souttar out the door. But if he's not going to sign a new contract, then 1.5 million euros on the table appears to be a little bit light potentially for him, but may well be a move that Rangers are interested in getting done. And that may then free up space in the squad to maybe go for someone such as Connor Cody, who we still believe is on a list of players of interest to Rangers. But given the fact that we're still looking to ship out the likes of King and Inshallah and Davies and Proper, then another defensive player going out in terms of Sutter certainly will allow Rangers to go back into the market. Obviously, we've brought in Giga, Emmanuel Fernandez is also in the building as well. So will require some work if Sutter is allowed to move on. But yeah, potentially a deal for him to go to Turkey. Although it may not be to line up alongside a few ex-Rangers players, John Lundstrom and Borna Barisic apparently are been told that their futures at Trabzonspor are up for grabs and potentially they could be on the way out. We've seen this many times now, players leaving British football to head out to Turkey, and it doesn't always go well. But yeah, interested to see what the future holds for John Souttar in the coming days. But as things stand, looks like he and Nasser Giga may well be the first choice option for Russell Martin's Rangers for that game against Panathinaikos next Tuesday night. Obviously, Fernandez is there, potentially Connor Cody if that deal was to get done. Other interest that does exist in Connor Cody as well, including his former club Wolves, who we've already mentioned today with that interest in Rak-Sakyi. Loads of content on the Fourth Official to come over the coming weeks, both here on our YouTube channel and also over on our Patreon. A long-form podcast dropped just today with myself, Andrew Simpson from the Ibrox Channel podcast, and our very own Jack Cranmer. Nearly an hour looking at all the incomings and outgoings at Rangers, what we've learned from their training camp at St George's Park, and with just a week to go for that build-up to Panathinaikos. A lot of work still to get done for Russell Martin. So you can check that over on our Patreon channel, and that's patreon.com/the fourth official. You can join us for less than £3 per month. As always, here with the YouTube channel, we love to hear all your comments. Please like, share, comment, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps us with the algorithm and getting the channel out to a wider audience. But as I say, loads to come over the coming weeks as we build up to the start of what's promising to be a very exciting new season. Thank you to you all for watching on this one. I'll speak to you next time. Goodbye.